All right. Hey, guys. I don't know. Teddy, I know you're good with shapes.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know how good with numbers you are, though.
Well, Bobby, you know me best and better than anybody in the world, and I am an expert with shapes. Numbers, they're made of shapes, complex shapes we call them, and yeah, so some numbers I've known better than others. It just depends how many shapes are in it.
How about 30? How many shapes are in that?
Oh God! I mean, every time there's a curve, that's 4 shapes. Okay, because that could be. I don't want to get into it. Yeah,
Okay.
Donna, your brain.
I can't wrap my mind around it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But 30 is an important number.
It's very important.
Yeah, it was when Jesus lost his virginity. Yeah, he lost his virginity in an olive bush.
Teddy just he skimmed the Bible, so
I
there's no
skimmed
way
it.
that. Okay. No. So you know why I'm asking about 30 though?
No.
Because that's where we're at, Teddy. It's our 30th episode.
It's our 30th episode.
30th on the
30.
30th.
Bobby.
Good job, guys.
Good job, everybody.
Good job, everybody.
Including you.
I don't think we can keep doing this every 10 episodes, though, again. Oh, no. I said this.
I don't want to do
I
it.
think we should just wait.
Celebration.
I think just till 50,
Yeah, I mean, I honestly only anticipate Donna being alive for another 10. So maybe we'll do a funeral for her.
He might be right. You
Yeah.
never know.
Okay, well, we're definitely going to hit episode 50 before she dies.
We'll try.
Okay.
We'll try. I'll try. We were at a pig farm.
Oh, wait, you're not 10 years. 10 episodes?
10 episodes.
Oh,
yeah.
that's...
I hope I live
Oddly
longer than 10
specific.
episodes. That's
They always
weeks.
do, Donna, but you just have to. It's not in your hands. Okay.
All right, I'll give it to God.
Remember what we learned this past weekend? You gotta. You know. You're no different than the mud. A pig will step on you.
Oh, my God.
I'll talk about it
We'll
later.
talk about it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey, guys.
30 episodes.
30th episode. We got some
That's
fun stuff
wonderful.
for you. Maybe a surprise interview. It's
Ooh.
going to be exciting. You guys ready to get into it?
It's gonna be like a party.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't wait.
And again, we're not going to do this every 10 episodes.
No. Just for the next few.
No.
Yeah.
No, just this one and then 50.
I
all
like
right?
it, Bobby.
Okay, fine. All right, well, hey, I'm Bobby Pavlovsky.
And I'm Teddy Ronald Reagan. This Mickey is
And this is
JonBenet today. You know, Bobby, if organizing podcasts was like sucking nipples or something like that, I would be lactating down your throat right now. You're so good at organizing, like the stories, making everything make sense. I mean, 30 episodes, that's a lot of time for us to spend a lot of time talking
really is.
about things that are important. But I think they make sense because of the way we do it. Because, you just do that instead of like having sex with women or having a life or, doing anything that, is going to be remembered by anybody else. You spend time doing this.
Yeah,
behind
I
the
feel like
computer.
it started as a compliment that originally did not sound great, which I originally wanted to comment on that. And then
was a
it just really
compliment.
devolved into a really, dark, depressing hole.
It
that
did. And
I'm
that's
going to need
beautiful.
a little bit of help getting out of. BetterHelp.com.
You got to go through the darkness to know like what light is really made out of. And, and it's just like, you got to eat before you can poop.
Yeah, you're just a little pale. We need to
You're
get you
eating
some
the
sun.
darkness. Your life's eating
Yeah.
darkness. You're
Yeah.
consumed by it. You create it maybe. Maybe you make other people's lives worse by existing in them. I don't know. But
When did I become Donna?
Wait.
it's a compliment, Bobby. You poop out the light and you turn it into something that's really beautiful. And now we're 30 episodes in.
Yeah, and
Right.
tune in next week. 31 is going to be completely different. It's going to be just me. So we're going to see if Christian Nuss is right.
Bobby.
And maybe just the research works alone.
Oh my gosh.
Fine.
Yeah, I thought I was the one getting canceled, but now Bobby's.
Thanks for coming over, guys.
Thank you so much for having us, Bobby. We had a good time. We missed you this weekend.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back from your extended vacation. That I don't want to know anything. Are you sick? Why do you sound like that?
Well, no, I'm not necessarily sick so much as I was eating a lot of mud and playing with the pigs, and I was
wait,
I was
playing with the pigs. Back,
squealing.
slow down, back up.
Oh, you should have seen it.
So that you guys went to the pig farm?
Oh, yeah.
We did. We needed
Yeah.
a vacation, Bobby. Right, Donna?
Yeah, we
Wait, that's not
got a
mud.
getaway, and we were like, oh, go to the farm, and this will be fun,
How did you get there?
We hitchhiked. We hitchhiked with a beautiful black.
What a
registered
lovely
nurse.
getaway.
And then we found one of those 2-person bikes on the side of the road. We took that for a little bit, and then the tire fell off.
Did you
did fall
plan to
off.
go to the pig farm, or did you just end up there
We
trying
kind
to
of just
skip
decided.
town?
I said, Donna, listen. We're both going crazy. People are what the doxing her. They're doing all these things trying to get to me because of whatever reason for some stupid controversy. I don't know what the point
I'm
is.
sorry,
And
what?
canceled.
But we wanted to leave the house. It's okay, Bobby. We wanted to leave the house, and I knew knew upstate that there is that place where they only keep like they have like minimal security, but they've got a lot of mud and they got tons of giant fat pigs.
You hitchhiked to a pig farm that you broke into?
We didn't break
then,
in.
No, we didn't break in. There was nothing to break.
You said it had minimal security.
We were looking for truffles. We was finding truffles in the mud.
In the shit? What were the owners of this?
No, it was mud and
Guys,
there's truffles
they
in
shit there too.
What are you talking about?
You probably have a throat infection from digging through pig shit.
They have like
what do you mean? What do I talk about? Did the pigs go to? Did you in the 2 days?
No pig shit, Bobby.
In the 2 days that you were there, number one, did you see them go to a bathroom? And also, did you find a truffle? Like,
well, no. I mean, I was pooping sometimes in there, but I know what my poop is, and I know what a truffle looks like, and they're different shapes. So we was like feeding pigs pies. Pigs love pies, and the people were making. They were selling these peach pies, and we would just kept buying them. We probably bought like 12 pies, fed them to the pigs. Pigs eat out your hand. You can jump on some of the pigs because they're so fat. In
2 days.
It was one time, yeah.
2-day petting zoo.
It was like being at a lake house, but instead of a lake, it was like a trough.
It sounds like
instead
a
of
horror
a house,
movie.
it was a farm.
Sounds like a horror movie.
It was kind of like a horror movie, except I mean, no one did die. I mean, that one pig killed itself.
Well, that was really tragic.
I was shouting at it. I don't know what overcame me.
I don't want to remember that.
It was
that
a full
bad.
moon. Joe Biden.
You shouted at the pig and then it killed itself.
Yeah, I was talking to its level. Was being a dick. I told it that it wasn't worth nothing. And that we'd be better off without it. That if its intrusive thoughts were right, it should kill itself. I won't even eat it because I'm sure its meat is poisoned with stupidity and inadequacies. And
it was real tense.
Yeah, and it was really hard for it to try to pick up a knife because I gave it a knife. Just I always have
That's
knives.
what he does,
I keep giving animal knives. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, but I gave it a knife and it just rolled in the mud and slit its own throat across the knife.
That's actually kind of beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was dark.
It was a full moon.
Right.
It was gorgeous.
It was actually dark.
the way that the round.
Maybe you should just stay away from animals.
I mean, maybe.
This is why my dog doesn't like you. I understand this now. Like,
Is your dog suicidal?
No, my dog, not. I mean, as long as you stay the fuck away from it.
You think of that Emilio Estevez, he is able to like talk to the animals, right? He's like a horse whisperer. I can talk to the animals and convince them to just completely to send their lives into chaos or end it.
I was gonna say, I can do the thing where if you stare at like a dog animal and you just like slowly close your eyes while you're looking at them, they start to do it too. And then if you eventually just kind of close it for like a few seconds, and you look up, they're asleep, and it's like, did I just fucking put you to sleep?
Yeah, right.
But I've never had that
them.
where I look at them and I'm like, wow, you're worthless and should kill yourself, and they just immediately comply. That's
okay, Bob.
Yeah, dangerous
You got
person.
other talents. You got great talents.
So you got canceled. How do you get canceled? Yeah, Donna, please tell me.
Please, it's
tell me?
stupid.
Do
Just
I
go
have
ahead.
to tell?
Well, I just want to know, like,
Jesus,
what was
Donna.
canceled from what?
Listen, there were some things.
Things were said.
Things were said.
They took my words out of context.
You were kind of recorded.
I said the words to these kids. I was twitching. And
You were twitching?
Yeah, I twitch all the time, Bobby.
I'm sorry, you have a Twitch channel?
Okay, so
No.
remember Jersey Mike's when we was trying to get it sponsors, but we never got no sponsor, and we didn't get a Jersey
you're
Mike's sponsor.
popular enough to even look for sponsors? How many people do you have following you on
I talked
Twitch?
to Jersey Mike's. I've got about 700,000.
Yeah, he has Mike on speed dial.
700,000?
Yeah, not 800,000, 700,000.
So you've been making money from this?
Well, Twitch money.
That's real money. But I'm sorry, you talked to Jersey Mike's
Yeah, Jersey Mike's. I was talking to them
after we did the ad?
Well, they didn't know that. I told them about the ad, and then they didn't want to do nothing with us. And I said, okay, well, that's fine. I mean, I don't really give a fuck about that podcast, no wow. And I said, but my Twitch is even more popular. I got hundreds of thousands of followers.
Oh my God, what was your Twitch name?
Della Reese's left titty nipple. 22. Yeah, I used to have 21, but I don't got no more.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Della Reese, she had 2 nipples.
Can't
on the
believe
left
that's
one.
allowed by the community standards.
They actually increased the characters you can use for your username.
Oh, yeah, that's not what I was worried about. I didn't mean because it was so long. I meant because it's incredibly inappropriate.
What do you mean? It's inappropriate. She had a beautiful body.
700,000 Twitch followers.
Yeah.
You went to Jersey Mike's. Were they a sponsor for you?
Yeah, they were sponsored for a couple of weeks. It was good. Until I got canceled, which I'm like, okay, the pedophiles, I'm not a pedophile no more. I'm
No
never a
more?
pedophile. No, never. But I'm like, pedophiles, they go to Subway. They don't go to Jersey.
How did you get canceled?
Well, because I was telling these kids to kill themselves and other things. I was telling them things about that.
How did people find out about this?
Well, I don't know. Someone, I guess, was recording what we were talking about. And I was in the heat of the moment. I'm playing video games, okay?
Della Reese's left titty nipple, was that what it is?
Della Reese's left titty nipple,
Donna, look
22.
this up, please.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, you got to make sure the letters are up and down and up and down.
Teddy, it says there's multiple instances. Somebody put together a compilation.
A compilation?
Compilation. It's like a series of instances of this happening. There's enough for a montage.
Like a Lemony Snicket. It's an unfortunate event. Well,
of you.
Well, we know. I mean, that's not real though. It's AI.
Teddy, I didn't know you've been streaming 700,000.
Yeah, Bobby, I'm really
But you're already
popular.
canceled. I like missed the whole birth.
They said I was racist. They said I hated kids, but also that I was like
Can we
raping
watch
kids.
this?
I mean, I guess, but I don't know if you can meet my quote. Usually I charge people.
No, I'm gonna watch the video this guy posted, not you.
Oh God, fine. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Bobby.
What's up, YouTube? Bit of disturbing information on today's video, so trigger warning. Why hasn't Twitch cancelled this problematic streamer yet?
You keep playing like that, I'm gonna teach you what pain really means. I'm gonna find where you live, you piece of shit, and I'm gonna murder you in front of your family. No, I didn't tell you. I didn't tell nobody get naked.
Oh my God, yes you did.
Headshot. Ha, bang. I'm stronger than any little kid. I don't care. You think you got a big gun here? Just wait till I put a real gun to your fucking head. It's gonna cause a welt. That's what I'm saying. I like it when you dance for me. Keep on dancing. Dance for me, little boy. Yeah, dance. Dance for me, little boy. Boy. You keep playing like that, I'm gonna teach you what pain really means. I'm gonna find where you live, you piece of shit, and I'm gonna murder you in front of your family. My buddy and I, we investigate little girls' murders all the time, so I'm pretty much like the cop, and I could definitely get away with murdering you if you try to go after me again like that. I don't care how old you are. Soon all the little children will be dancing for me. For me!
See, it's not true. It's false fucking.
Teddy,
it's
that
bullshit.
was clear as fucking day.
No, it was some Tyler Perry studio shit made in Atlanta. They got some person wearing.
I'm saying you're saying it's AI.
Yeah, it's like they got a robot, like a Will Smith movie. They got them talking shit about me, saying things in my voice. It's
This
not really me.
article says that the kid's parents backed this up. More than one kid's parents.
But then if you look at the next day's newspaper, the kid's dad shot himself outside of a church's chicken.
Oh my.
Short story long. We don't need to talk about it no more. Jersey Mike's doesn't care about solving JonBenét's murder, and I didn't
or
want to
being
bring it up.
associated with a pedophile bully streamer.
Okay, I think you're just upset for the fact that I told them that our podcast doesn't matter, and I don't care if they sponsor us.
You said that. You didn't say you told them that. You just said it.
Oh,
you
no.
said, yeah, I didn't tell them about it because this podcast doesn't matter.
Oh.
Okay. That's what you said. And I think actually what I'm more upset as is that you've had some sort of revenue stream outside of this where
I ain't no Pocahontas. I don't got no water.
Listen, he's selling my underwear. Like, I don't know why you're complaining.
Yeah.
Jeez.
why are you letting him stream? And why are you?
I'm
You
not
know,
letting
I can't
him-
even
I
take
can't
your
control
opinion
him.
seriously anymore.
I can't
She's like
control
my
him.
assistant, Bobby. She helps
You can
my
control
vision
yourself.
come true.
Nobody's telling you to crawl on all fours in pig shit.
Donna, ain't you happier now than you've ever been in your life before?
I needed some adventure.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure.
needed
I'm
to
sure.
live a little.
I'm
And
sure whatever
sometimes
drugs he
when
gave
you
you
live
makes
a
you
little,
feel-
you do some dumb shit.
You got to do dumb shit.
Yeah,
to
like
do
spend
good
2
shit.
days at a pig farm.
Listen, I'm not judging you, okay?
For what would you be judging me for?
Oh, Bobby, we got you a shirt too from the pig farm. It was,
Oh.
yeah, it was one of the shirts.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah. Go ahead and put it on.
As long as we bring a souvenir, it's fine.
Where's it at?
It's over here. It's got. Well, it was.
Oh, it's covered in shit.
Well, it's shit.
It's
It's also
authentic.
truffles. And you can eat it, you can lick it, but it's more so symbolic. I would put it in a frame on a wall. This was actually what that pig that
How about
killed
you
itself
just
was
put
wearing.
it back in that bag for me, and then I'll definitely do something with it.
The bag's wet. I don't want to put it in no wet bag.
Okay, well then get it off my carpet. Oh, great. Okay, never mind.
All
Just
right.
put it down. Just put it down.
Okay,
Right.
okay. 30th
30th
episode.
30.
Episode.
30.
30.
13
Stop.
going on 30. Like Jennifer Garner. Nobody's a pedophile for jerking off to Jennifer Garner's, is they? She was Electra.
That's hilarious.
Carmen Electra was
Would it have
13.
been weird to have sex with her or with the 13-year-old mind or whatever?
I mean, if people jerk off,
It's
watch
the mind of a
movie.
13-year-old, so it's a 13-year-old girl.
But there's people who are 33 who got the minds of 13-year-olds, and you ain't not hanging on that way pedophile, so.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Donna, I'm sorry. You probably shouldn't ever be on mic defending his pedophilic whatever he's saying.
Hey, Donna, we got Twitch money. We're okay.
We're gonna get canceled too. I
Okay.
can't believe.
Bobby, you could be at the pitch.
Listen, I mean, the more we talk about being canceled, we might get canceled. So,
Yeah.
like, let's stop talking about
Yeah,
being
go
canceled.
ahead.
Well, we're not 700,000 Twitch, subscribers.
We're just
Listen.
we're like Martin Luther King and Robert Downey Jr. Kennedy. We are doing good things for society, and the closer you get to doing good things in a big way, you get a lot of people that come after you.
Yeah.
And they try to tear you down and try to paint you or portray you as something that you're not. And we ain't no pedophiles.
I don't know. That video was pretty cut and dry, but.
We didn't convince more than 3 pigs in that weekend to kill
And this is a
themselves.
podcast where you can't actually talk to them directly, so that's good.
Well, it is.
There's a barrier. It's like a
Listen,
fence.
I care more about dead little girls than having little girls.
That's good.
And
You probably don't need to be on record saying that.
I don't think nobody ever said that ever before. But
There's a reason.
Well,
But
because
is
we're
it
gonna
good
solve
that
the
you
case.
said it? I don't know.
No, you probably shouldn't have.
I don't know.
They understand the meaning.
Yeah.
Who?
The people that are still alive, even after I told them they should kill themselves, and the people that,
Moving on. 30th episode.
Wow.
30th episode. So we got some fun surprises coming up, but I figured we'd start first with some news.
Okay.
Do a little dee 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 dee. Can you give me that?
oh,
for
yeah.
me? Go ahead. Oh wait, I don't know if you can.
Go
You're
ahead,
sick.
do it.
I'm gonna
He's
try.
got
I'm
it.
gonna
He's
try.
got
I'm
it.
gonna do it.
All right.
All
All right. That's all right. That's all right.
I get the Bobby.
I'll
I'm
just
sorry.
pull the old one. That's fine. It's okay. Nope. No,
we got news.
Take a sip. Take a sip of your tea.
Some water.
There you go. Why is the tea purple? I don't want to know. Okay. JonBenet news. So we just a follow up on our last episode that we did, John St. Augustine and Ollie Gray.
Ollie Gray.
Our great Patreon member, like we said, E4 is here, who had been digging into it.
Oh yeah, I love him.
Dug a little bit further. And so just to cap off this thing with a little bit of knowledge here.
All right.
John St. Augustine's name was on Ollie Gray's integrated network business filings.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
E4 is here, found that there.
Yeah.
And now we know now, right here.
Well,
Going
we
back to
thought-
1997.
Oh my God.
Integrated business solutions.
Him and Ollie Gray are both listed as directors/incorporators.
Of what was it name again?
Huh?
What was the name of it again?
Integrated network.
Integrated Network Solutions.
No, just integrated network.
Integrated Network, IN. They were in it together.
They're connected now. Like,
And that
that's
was-
crazy.
That was the one that was headquartered at what's his name's house, right? On Ollie Gray's house.
And he originally founded it in like Houston. And then when he
Houston.
moved it over to Boulder, and then like started it in 97.
Oh my god.
So it's a thing of,
Yeah.
again, remember they report that he was hired in 99, but they accidentally slip up in that documentary, say he's been on it since the beginning. So it's like him and John St. Augustine start this
That's
business in
something
97.
within the same state as the stuff that's going on there. Where
Right.
I wonder if there's different laws as well of like money moving federally or across state lines or within the
Well,
same
I
state.
think it has to be with, I mean, maybe getting your license for, like, because Ollie Gray was originally out of, whatever.
Houston,
Texas.
Texas.
So you got to get your license to be a PI. But it probably is more of, hiding payments of stuff.
Right, and also maybe it's easier when you like want to try to get in on like investigations or to have some sort of local connections of like but we're like licensed and we have this and XYZs here in Utah. Oh no, Colorado.
And he found that the Articles of Incorporation for Colorado was dated August 18th, 1997.
Holy shit!
So that was,
That was after JonBenet had been dead.
yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
That was really good.
That was like
really
8
good.
months. I'll
You're getting better with the numbers, too.
Well, numbers are shapes.
So just a fun connection on that. Again, we're going to keep looking into San Augustine and this whole, file on cue, evidence on cue
There's
thing.
definitely something there. There's
There
a
is
thread that we're
something.
pulling. There's a truffle that we're hunting in the mud of a pig pen that's
You
covered
got
in
it.
shit. And
You're right, Teddy.
We're going to keep digging into that. So
E4, you are the pig.
what?
It's like a
Sniffing it
compliment.
out.
It's not a
He
compliment.
found a good truffle, Bobby.
Nope. Stop it. We're not going to do pig references based off you guys' weird time. I don't want to talk about you guys' pig.
We
fun.
had
He's
the
just
swine
not
of our
like
lives.
upsets my
uninvited.
stomach talking about it.
You know what helps with that? Walking on your knees.
What?
When you're like acting like a pig, you just pretend that you get on all fours.
Nope. Okay.
All right.
Moving on with the JonBenet news. Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about this a couple episodes ago. It just it slipped the programming schedule. Sorry. So, but a couple weeks ago,
Apology accepted, Bobby.
thank you.
You're welcome.
The Paramount Plus JonBenet miniseries that's in the works.
Paramount Plus.
We talked about it a few episodes ago. There'll be like a little card that pops up here where you can click on it if you want. That's they're filming most of it in Vancouver right now because Canada's always way cheaper to film in.
Yeah.
But they did come back to Boulder to film some select shots.
They did.
Yeah, they were spotted filming on Mall Street.
Mall Street in Boulder. That's where
That's where Access Graphics, John's company, was.
Access Graphics was on
Wait.
Mall Street in Boulder, Colorado,
Wait.
which they're filming for the movie.
So it's like, are they getting
Paramount
exteriors of, Access Graphics? Like they include, like, I mean, it's just cool that they're making it legit.
I wonder if they're even aware of Access Graphics because I feel
They're
like
just filming there. They just
Yeah.
decided to break their Vancouver thing. Like, hey, we got to go down to Boulder. Let's get a shot of this.
Do you think
building.
this documentary is going to be from the point of view of John Benet Augustine?
It's not a documentary.
I mean, from this movie? Like, do you think they're going to have someone like Harvey Keitel or Dash Patel or whatever the fuck playing John Benet Augustine and they're filming from his perspective, Ollie Gray?
Oh,
And it's like,
that'd be great if they did. I doubt it.
I mean, I'm just curious because also I almost wonder like I want
to see somebody goes deep as Perfect Murder, Perfect Town, but with like that made more sense. That wasn't as confusing.
Yeah,
Sorry, keep going.
Deeper with a bigger cock.
Nope.
Like so you actually go extra deeper in like the second hole.
No, but like a longer miniseries. This is what it needs.
Yeah, and honestly, if they're uncovering things that are related to things that we are uncovering, like go for them. But
They
like,
won't go there.
But that's a weird thing where it's like here that when you make a documentary, I mean, when you make a miniseries or a movie, and you go into production, there's a point where you freeze the scripts. Okay, I mean, sometimes you make revisions and things like that, but you gotta like lock things in so that the people who are doing the lights and doing the apple boxes and doing the cords and jerking off in the hotel rooms and paying off debts, but they people in the movie industry, they need to know what they're gonna all go off of, and you can't just keep changing it all the time.
You can change the lines though. So it's like you can change the context of the scene if they think legally, if they find out something doesn't work. Because I can't see this being a miniseries where they go and suppose they can hint at something, but it gets harder when they're going to be using everybody's real names.
Right.
That's why the Andrew Jarecki, when he made the Durst movie the first time, before the Jinx, he did what was it called? Oh God.
Good Night.
All Good Things. All Good Things.
All Good Things.
Which was Ryan Gosling and Kirsten Dunst playing Robert Durst and his first wife. Oh. But they weren't named that in the script.
Oh, okay.
Or even in the movie.
Yeah. So, I wonder if Mary Steenburgen's going to be in this movie because I like Mary Steenburgen.
I fucking hope not. Why? What do you love her in?
What are you talking?
I like it.
Elf.
I like that
first. Step Brothers.
Do you just love the movies? Oh, Mary Steenburgen. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
I'm thinking of the chick on CSI with the red hair. What's her name?
Yeah, right here on the red hair, it's DSI.
Marg Helgenberger?
Marg Helgenberger.
I love Mary Steenburgen. I am so sorry, Mary Steenburgen.
Helgenberger's got blonde hair, Bobby.
Whatever. I don't like her, but I love Mary Steenburgen. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I'm so
Mary
sorry.
Steenburgen, we hope you're in it. I hope she's Lou Smith or somebody.
No.
Yeah.
I hope she's like,
Girl
she
power.
should be like the Judith Phillips or something.
Oh my God,
photographer.
Yes,
Yeah, somebody that turns out, because she's more of a sympathetic.
She plays like waspy kind of people really nice, where it's like you fall out of favor with your social circle, and it's like you don't want her to sneer at you.
How has there not been casting news?
Because these people are inadequate.
Is it going to be all unknowns?
Well, that's the thing. They never announce shit
Probably.
until it's done. That's pretty interesting, and that they're going to talk about that stuff, and maybe they're going to bring up some of the people who work there, or whatever.
I'm sure they went and got some exteriors too.
She's
I haven't
releasing
seen
her
any casting
inhibitions.
stuff for it, so I'm just trying to see if they got.
Oh yeah, no. They'll probably announce it right before they release a teaser trailer.
I mean,
like,
if it's
in the
already
fall.
filming, there's no way somebody hasn't gotten wind of. Normally, that stuff's already announced in like trades.
Well, Mommy, you're the one who investigates things. I'm just
I think you need to investigate.
a soundboard. I'm like Moses, but
Okay. Well, you guys ready for our next segment?
less selfish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not selfish. Selfish, Bobby. Okay. Wow. What do we got next?
Well, I'll tell you what we got, Teddy. We got a special interview with Cottonstar himself. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a very special guest here today. He's a case analyst, a suspicious death investigator, and an expert in staged crimes. It is the man, the myth, the legend, Cottonstar.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us. We got to ask you the same question we ask everybody else right off the bat. First question right off the bat, did you do it?
Well, that's an interesting question. But I would have to say no.
No. Okay. Nothing to back it up? Just straight up no.
Well, I was not in Colorado during Christmas, and I think I was about 22, so I don't know.
Same age as Jar.
Yeah, I was actually, or I am.
If you guys aren't familiar, again, these guys got a very popular YouTube page. He's on Instagram as well. Do you have a TikTok?
No TikTok. That's a little bit below my age level, I think.
Yeah, hey, I get you. So what originally sparked your interest in this case?
Well, let's see. I've always sort of been into true crime. I definitely got into it. This case I believe about 9 years ago. It was about 6 months before the JonBenet 20th anniversary and all of the television programs and documentaries that came out. It was about 6 months before that because I had read an article in the paper, I believe, and they were talking about the upcoming 20th anniversary of the case. And this was, like I said, about 6 months before that. So I just started looking into the case, more directly at that point
Coming
in time.
up on the anniversary?
Yeah, about 6 months beforehand, I started to really get into it.
That's awesome. And also, I want to comment because I love that David Blaine's Vertigo, the poster back there,
right,
was also, I loved magic when I was younger, and like he was originally seeing that Street Magic special for a long time ago is what got me into it. And then I even bought his like that book that he had, the first book that he had.
Oh yeah.
I forget.
Yeah, the close-up magic, and then I had that book at one time too. I don't think I have it anymore, but I know what you're talking about. He showed you how to do some of the tricks.
Did you ever get into doing any like the tricks?
I did. I actually, taught was I guess a self-taught magician. Once you learn a few of the tricks and how they're done, then you can actually use your imagination and then just jump on it from there.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I was into that about almost 20 years now.
I bought
20 years ago.
I bought the it was called the Raven, and it was the trick that he does in the street magic specials where he puts a nickel on someone's hand and then he waves his hand over it and it turns into a dime. And it was literally like a magnet you had in your hand that was on like a little fishing line thing. That literally, it's when you let it go, when you let your middle finger go, it like the magnet picked up the nickel covering over a dime, and then you flicked your finger and it slid up your sleeve.
Yeah,
it was like a $60 trick that you had to like sew in. I was like 12, like trying to do this.
Yeah,
in school.
It was cool. Yeah, I thought it was cool too. Learning. That's an interesting thing that you mentioned, the magic, and magic is an art based on misdirection and sleight of hand. And this goes along, and I've used my knowledge in misdirection and magic, in crime, in true crime, and I've applied it to some of the cases that I've studied over the years, including the Ramsey case, because you can really kind of once you know how the misdirection works, you can actually spot it in in true true crime.
The Ramseys the Ramseys and their team. They're actually really great magicians. I didn't really actually think about that right now. They're putting on a really great long magic show. And yeah, I noticed because that's a recurring theme in your videos because you use a lot of the prestige lingo, which, by the way, is my #1 favorite movie of all time. I consider that to be as close to a perfect movie as movies go.
Right. Yeah. It is something. That movie can teach you a lot about actual staging and crime scenes. Interesting about that movie. And that now that you brought it up, it's interesting that Borden's notebook that he had in that movie.
That's right.
The notebook that was the great Danton was after like the whole movie because he believed that the trick, right, the secret to the trick that Borden was doing was in this notebook. But what's interesting is that Borden, what it did, that whole notebook was written staging, linguistic written staging, because since the great Danton believed that this book had held the secret, he just wrote nonsense in there. And basically, when Borden finally gave up the book or when it was stolen from him, and the great Danton looked inside the book, it was basically, useless, worthless, because it actually didn't hold the secret. So
I still get chills thinking about that scene where it's like when he's reading the book and it gets to that little end part where it's basically addressing him. It's like, that's why you're sitting here for my murder. Like, God, I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So, moving on though, we go to the bikes video that you did, the Christmas presents. It's your most popular video on there, and which was great because going into then CrimeCon, which I want to talk about your experiences there.
Okay.
Like, first of all, how was that? Just the experience? Was it your first CrimeCon?
No. I've been to CrimeCon one other time, I believe, in 2021 in Austin. So this was my second time.
Okay, so it was you went the year right before they first had John?
Right in Vegas, yeah.
Right, okay.
So I went the year before that.
How was that? Like, what was the vibe of like that first CrimeCon that you went to?
It was in Austin, and it was the year after the pandemic, or the one that that was canceled in 2020. So it was the first year back. So people were still sort of wearing masks, and it was a little bit, I guess, less attended. But it was a good CrimeCon. I think that it was a little bit, kind of less spectated.
I think it was around, it hadn't been around that long yet, had it?
Well, I think CrimeCon started in 2017, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So,
wow, okay.
This was like the third or fourth rendition, I believe.
So for this year's CrimeCon, so like, what was the vibe like?
Well, I mean, I think the difference between myself going and pretty much everybody else is, I went there working. I went there as an investigator, investigating the case of JonBenet Ramsey. Having the ability and opportunity to go see John Ramsey and meet the man and talk to the man, a man that I've studied for at least 8 years ongoing, was, opportunity I couldn't pass up. So I just had to go and see the presentation, and I was hoping to actually talk to him for a little bit, which I got the opportunity to do so. So that was good.
Yeah, and he has that food court. So that was the first meeting, right? Like, what this is just? Would you just eating him and you like look up and then he's just wandering around?
Mr. Andy. Mr. Andy. Hi, I want to meet you. Hi. God, please look at your head. So your name? Steven. Steven. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was at breakfast. This was before CrimeCon started in the afternoon, I believe, and this was the morning of CrimeCon. And I was just at breakfast, and I saw somebody walk past me, and it was John Ramsey, and he went to his table that was a few tables away. And then when he got up, I got up, and before he passed me, shook his hand and told him it was, finally nice to meet him. Although, he didn't know who I was. I don't think he did, but.
Well, and then when you did finally get to talk to him, was it a thing where in your mind you go, like, I'm going to see how he's going to lie to me about something, or if he remembers the spin? Like, do you feel like he thought you were maybe taking a confrontational approach when you did finally get to talk to him?
I don't think so, because he was sort of off to the side while there were some presentations going on. He was out like in a hallway sort of area where other television stations and stuff were setting up to do some things. And he was waiting to do an interview, I believe, with, one of the stations. I'm not sure exactly who it was at the time. And I sort of caught him in a moment where he was by himself. And I didn't go into it, thinking that, anything. I just wanted to have the opportunity to say hello and take a picture, and then, and hopefully have the opportunity to ask him some questions. So I asked him a couple of questions, and he answered them politely. And I don't think, maybe because I did ask him, the one that was shown on the YouTube channel was about the bicycles.
Sort of turned into fact and that kind of stuff, but no, I didn't do that.
Yeah. And one more question that I have that I promised I would ask. Do you remember how many bikes that you had that everyone got for Christmas that year?
JonBenet got a bike, and I think Bert did.
Yeah.
I remember JonBenet's because she wanted to ride it.
And,
Yeah, I noticed there was one before.
Obviously,
because it sounds like he says at the beginning, like, and then it turned into fact, but no, I didn't do that. Like, what was the question before that?
Oh, that question was actually, I asked him if he had written "Now is the time for all good men" on his notepad that he handed over to the police on the morning of the 26th of December to Detective Whitson. Actually, he handed it to Patterson first, and then Patterson gave it to Whitson. But because in James Kohler's book, he details on how during that time when he was asked for handwriting exemplars, that he walked over to the green XOXO table and handed over Patsy's pad to the police. And then he got another pad from a nearby area, and he wrote, "Now is the time for all good men" on it. And that was a detail that I was interested in, that not many people know that. But so when I asked him that question. I said, did you write that on the notepad? Now is the time for all good men before you hand it over to police. And he said, no, I didn't do that. And then he said, I think it was something like a lot of things been spinned as a fact, but I didn't do that or something like that. But see, afterwards, I think he was conflating that question. I think that, he didn't really kind of understand where I was going. So I think that he was actually thinking that I was talking about the actual ransom note itself.
Right. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So he was just lying, because I was like, there's no reason for him to lie about that if it was just a handwriting exemplar. Yeah.
I think that he took it as me asking, did he write it on the actual ransom note? And of course, he's going to say no.
And that's hilarious that he just went to stock response, still not understanding the question, but immediately just the stock response of no. It's like, I didn't do that, but it just got turned into fact.
Yeah, I think, and then I asked him the bikes question. And I think that after that, he, of course, because those are not normal questions that he gets.
Yeah. It's like the PR, we didn't cover this.
Right. Exactly. So I think afterwards he kind of was like, maybe who that was, but I'm not sure.
So the bikes thing, for people that aren't familiar, there was just been some, not conspiracy, but just controversy of whether or not there was more than one bike. And it's just one of the many things that the Ramseys have changed over the years. And that's why I think that video is important too, because it's looking into one of the things of that's like, why are they lying about something? And it's important to do that. And so you asked him basically about what the actual deal was, and he ended up saying that basically he stuck with the line that he'd been doing since his book, right? The 2012 book.
Well, I mean, he said, I believe he told me this time that, of course, you said JonBenet got a bite. And then he said, I think Burke did, which, flies in the face of everything I believe that's been said since the beginning of times in this case, and that's, one of the important things about this case is that there's, you have to do the research. You have to get into the interviews, the past statements, the historical statements that were made. And, regarding the bike, a lot of people don't think it's a big deal. But the thing is that there's never been a definitive answer on how many bikes were given or brought by Santa on the morning of the 26th of December for Christmas. 25th of December for Christmas that year. And every,
and who got them and who got them.
Right. And who got them. And that's the important, thing I believe. I pointed out, I believe that from the crime scene photos, or not the crime scene photos, excuse me, the Ramsey Christmas morning photos, the few of them that have gotten to see, that there was 3 different bikes underneath the Christmas tree that year. Now, could have there been a 4th one that just wasn't pictured? Sure. But I think that, there was at least 3. And from the beginning of time, the Ramseys have always made a point to say, yes, JonBenet got a bike that year. And that, their son Burke, his main gift was the Nintendo 64. And that remains pretty consistent all the way until 2016 on Dr. Phil. Burke was adamant that he had got a bike that year. And in Paula Woodward's 2016 book, We Have Your Daughter, there is a
journal.
Well, right.
Bullshit.
Part of his, his journal that was in there that, and in it, he says something like, before I went to bed that night, JonBenet's bike was by the tree. I mean, he said both of the kids' bikes were by the tree already, and then he brought Patsy's in. Well, that's something different entirely, than what he had said before. So it's like,
and you pointed out that interview.
You
pointed out that interview that he made earlier. I think it was like a 2001 interview or something, basically where he had changed, or 1998 interview, where he changed in one interview 3 times, basically what the story was on who got the bike.
Right. Well, right. I mean, there's not one definitive, clear answer. It was, I think Burke got a bike, but not that year. And then it was, no, I got myself a bike that year.
I think it's muddying the waters on purpose.
Well, I mean, really, why isn't there just a clear answer? I mean, my question is this, though. If Burke did get a bike that year, why, where was it hidden? Because we know, historically from the statements made that JonBenet's bike was being held across the street at the Barnhills, and John details how he went over there and grabbed JonBenet's bike after they went to sleep, and then he put it underneath the tree. Well, where was Burke's bike then? You know what I'm saying? So,
and I think if he got himself a bike, I don't think that would have been something where he would have done the pageantry of putting it under the tree or anything like that.
Or even, say it that way. Well, I think I got myself a bike that year. I mean, but I don't know.
Looking at the crime scene photos for me, or not crime scene, sorry, the Ramsey Christmas photos, which again, there was only like 5 of them available, and that was on the end of the a photo reel, right?
It was, I believe that those photos, the Ramsey Christmas morning photos, were from the roll of film that was on John's camera that he was asked to, sometime that morning on the 26th, he was asked by Linda Arndt for film in his camera because John had said that photos of Lyndon Hoffman Pugh might be on this camera from their Christmas party from a couple of days ago on the 23rd. And the police wanted photos of Linda Hoffman Pugh because they could see, who the Ramseys were talking about who may have done this.
Right.
And so John took the roll of film that was in his camera, and then they went and got it developed ASAP. And yes, it was on that roll of film that those Christmas morning photos.
It's interesting. So there's definitely only 5, and it was a thing of because he only had because I know he shot like one more picture or something, and that's where they got the picture of the other and like where the bureau is in the stairwell, right?
Oh, right. Yeah. The actual ransom note notepad,
right?
Which is interesting. We could talk an hour just on that subject,
but so when I was looking at those photos though, to me it does like I think it comes off as 2 bikes. Because I was looking at like the one where it's the one behind Patsy and JonBenet. It looks pretty much like the other silver bike in the picture. And it only looks off because I think it's at an angle and it makes the bar like look shorter or something like that. Because I was staring at forever and I'm like, this has got to be a different one. But it's, yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, you might be right.
It's still important.
It's not definitive. It's not definitive that it's a third bike, even though I believe it is. I mean, I've done the study on it, but I could be wrong. Like you said, it could be they could have taken that black bag that was in the front of it, the bag that was, sort of like the catch-all bag, that you'd put items like a mom would, have a basket, a front basket on their bike. Well, there was a black bag on that.
Was that missing?
On Patsy's butt.
Was that missing?
And that's right. It's also missing from there. But I mean, okay. It could have been taken off.
The thing is that it's still important on why they've lied about who or changed the story on who got a bike. And I think it could have also been. So. I mean, I think it's just a thing of like them like muddying the waters, and then also it's like if there's more than one bike, it's like the whole there's more than one flashlight, there's more than one baseball bat kind of thing, where that stuff just gets thrown into the mix to muddy it. But it's important of why are they lying?
I'm not going to say that they're lying, but it's possible. I mean, you have to ask, why isn't something, if this case is just really as simple as an intruder coming in the middle of the night and killing JonBenet, why is there so many other things that are, chaos and confusion? Why is there a bikes issue? Mm-hmm. Why is there other issues with other things at the crime scene?
I mean, there's the tire tracks too, right? Wasn't there like bike tracks?
There was bicycle tracks in the front lawn of the Ramsey home.
So they could be trying to
crime scene pictures.
Throw in other stuff to confuse that too. I could see.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, it's not a pure crime scene. So, the crime scene, what you see is not what you get.
Right. And then you've got a really great video showing you driving the path that the Ramseys took that night, going from the Whites, the Walkers, to the Steins, to home. What was that? What was that like?
Well, I tried to, as part of the ongoing investigation, I tried to, simulate some of the things that happened that night. And one of them was, taking the route home that the Ramseys did from the Whites on Christmas night and to see, just what it felt like and kind of get a feel for it. And it was kind of eerie at times, knowing that this was the exact same route. I mean, the one that I recorded was only, one of the trips. I mean, I think I had actually done it off camera, before that.
Was it at night? That'd be weird. Or like it feel, I mean, like
I did one at night, but the first time I did not do it at night because I wanted to actually, see things. Mm-hmm. But one thing that I did get from there, and it's interesting, that's another thing, like I said, one of these things, the Ramseys had a Christmas party on the 23rd, just 48 hours before this Christmas night. So why did they still have Christmas baskets to drop off to the Walkers and the Steins when the Walkers and Steins were just at the Christmas party 2 days earlier, 48 hours earlier?
Right.
Why didn't they give them their Christmas presents, their Christmas baskets then?
That's interesting. To say that maybe they threw it in. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, I believe that they did stop there at those two places because I believe that the Walkers and the Steins were interviewed in this case, and they probably verified it, even though I've never seen their interviews. But Susan Stein talks about that incident in one of the
in the weirdest way, though, to say like they're all intact and like bubbly or whatever.
I saw the family all intact. I mean, what does that mean, right? But it's interesting. The thing that I got most from that trip is that it takes 85 seconds to ride from the Steins to the Ramsey home. And if JonBenet was awake and she went inside with Patsy and they exchanged pleasantries and Christmas presents at that time, how did JonBenet get back in the car and then fall asleep in 84 seconds? So much so that, John, had to carry her upstairs and put her on the bed, and she never woke up,
right
throughout that whole time.
So quick. And it's like, someone could say like, oh, it's like kids like pretending to be asleep and stuff like that. But then that wouldn't explain why it's like Burke's initial thing saying like, he saw her walking up the stairs, as well as what Patsy and John initially said. So it's like, it's one of those, another instance of why are they lying and what's the...
Well, right. Especially because John's first statements to the police was on the morning when to Officer French and Linda Arndt was that he had read to both of the kids when he got that, when they got home that night, actually read a story to both of the kids that night before they went to bed on Christmas night. And then that changed 4 months later into she fell asleep in the car and we took her upstairs and then we never saw her again.
4 months.
So I mean
that's when they're initial interviewed, right?
The initial are you talking the initial interview?
I'm sorry, when they actually went into the police station, that 4 months later is what you're talking about, right? Which is when they were already coached too, like they already had access to all the police reports at this point and basically had that going into the interview. Because there's that clip of, what's his name, Steve Thomas, saying that once he found that out, him and the FBI were completely pissed.
Well, right. I mean, it's, another, thing about this case, this unprecedented, you don't get, the main suspects in a case, don't get their previous statements that were made to, and all the, the files of the police, that were made prior to them coming into the interview. It's just ridiculous.
And that's why it is important to look at like what they said in that interview versus the initial stuff. Cause then it's why did this specific thing change? And so
Well, right. Right. And when you look at, the stuff that did change, when you kind of piece that all together, you can kind of just formulate, why they went that way. And it's a problem because it's a change from their original statements.
So I know you've been doing a lot on the case, but it's not exactly, I don't think it's exactly clear through your thing. It seems you lean towards Ramsey. What, do you have a theory that you like currently believe?
Well, of course. I mean, there's a way that, coming from, the background of crime scene staging and recognizing and knowing the signs of a staged crime scene, I can say it from that standpoint or viewpoint that there was staging in this crime. There was multiple elements. It's polythematic, meaning there's more than one theme. There's more than one thing that is staged. You look at the note, you look at the 911 call, you look at the wrist bindings that were loose, you look at the piece of duct tape that was over JonBenet's mouth. It actually had forensic, when the forensics looked at it, it actually had a perfect lip impression of JonBenet's lips on the duct tape. And that indicates that there was no struggling when that piece of tape was put on her mouth. Also, forensically, underneath that duct tape was dried mucus that had spilled from JonBenet's nose and was on her lip and her cheek. And that was underneath the duct tape.
So it seems to suggest that it was placed there post-mortem kind of thing?
Yes, correct.
Wow.
And so from that from viewpoint, I believe the crime scene was staged. Now, why do you stage a crime scene? Does an intruder care if the crime scene is staged or not? I mean, no. I mean, usually a intruder gets in and gets out. They don't need to stage a crime scene. Mm-hmm. There's no need to misdirect on who did it because they're not suspected. They would do it anyway. So they just, they accomplish their mission and they get out. Crime scene staging comes in when, someone actually has to, when they realize that they are going to be the main suspect in this case, and that's when the need for crime scene staging comes in and they have to misdirect away from themselves. So I believe that does take place in this case. And so, you do have to look within the four walls of the Ramsey home, I believe.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's I'd say that's actually fair.
Yeah.
I do have a Teddy question here that he wrote in. It just says, have you seen The Babadook?
The what now?
The Babadook, the movie?
I have not.
Okay. That's all he wrote, so there's no follow-up there. So there you go, Teddy. He has not seen The Babadook. So as we're wrapping this up here, so what do you got coming up next for like your channel, or what are you looking into, or any anniversary thing for you? So would you be coming up on 10 years for this case?
Yeah, I believe so. And well, actually corresponding with the 30th anniversary, which is in about a year and a half. So I've long thought about doing a podcast, a full kind of like podcast that is comprehensively put together to,
for your investigation on this case,
detail the investigation. I think that's going to happen next year, but you know how these things go.
Right.
It depends on work and other things, but I'm always working on the case in some form or facet. It seems it's never too far from my mind. So,
well, keep fighting the good fight, man. We appreciate you so much for stopping by. I don't want to take up too much of your time, sir. And we'd love to have you back on at some point if you're interested.
That sounds good. And thank you for doing the research. That's one thing that I noticed about your podcast is, you guys actually do go back and do the research, which is, something that is actually needed in this case.
Well, we appreciate it.
Good job on that.
Thank you. Yeah, we try to look at places that not necessarily have been covered yet. But all right, well, hey, thank you so much for your time, sir. We appreciate you, and you have a great day.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. You guys like that? Yeah. Where'd Donna go?
It was riveting. No, Donna, she's in the bathroom. She's fine.
Okay.
No, we don't need to. No, she's fine.
Okay.
Bobby,
Okay.
just keep eye contact with me.
All right. What?
Just look at me.
All right.
Look at my face and move. Some of these boys.
What is that noise?
Whoa, Bobby. No. Hey, don't
touch the board.
Turn that music up. No,
Oh my God.
No, turn it up.
Daddy, I
Bobby.
can't hear. Are you? Can I? Don't touch the board. Okay.
Bobby,
stop.
I can't.
Here,
I
turn it.
can't yell.
Okay. Don't touch the music.
Bobby.
Is she throwing up?
No, she's not throwing up. No way. She didn't go truffle farming with me and eat truffle. She's eating Bobby. Okay, so what? She eat a truffle and toast.
She heard like 2 minutes of the interview and then got
No, she don't need to listen to it. She's fine. There's nothing between them.
Anywho,
she don't got nothing in her brains.
What'd you think, Teddy?
Oh my God, it was riveting. It was amazing. You guys are such intellectuals. I was blown away. I honestly don't know if I can think and keep up at that pace. Sometimes I got a little lost. Well, and also you kind of both lost me when you're talking about prestige so much. Like I'm more of an illusionist, man.
Oh Jesus!
I like Illusionist, Bobby.
The movie?
Bobby, I like the Illusionist.
The movie that came out like the month after the Prestige.
Yeah, it's the one with Hugh Jackman.
No, that's the Prestige.
No. He's in the Illusionist. Though.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's the guy with the weird eye.
No, you're talking about
weird eye in.
No, Edward Norton is in the Illusionist.
Yeah, Edwin Norton, Hugh Jackman, Illusionist, Jessica Biel.
Isn't it like Paul Giamatti? It's like Paul Giamatti and Jessica Biel.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was just they both got big asses.
Paul Giamatti doesn't actually have a weird eye. You know that, right?
He's got a weird eye. It was a plot point in the movie, Bobby.
It was a plot point in the holdovers.
I mean, so what I like about the Illusionist is that it's focused on a love story.
Jesus Christ.
He's a man he's kind of like Pitt from Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, and he's just like coming up high society, upper mobilities, right? But he's using magic. Whereas Prestige, it's like I don't know about what, like magic tricks. It's like
it's about two rival magicians and the sacrifices you make, and it's a very deep and good movie. And honestly, it's kind of an allegory for filmmaking too, kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess they're putting yellow birds in the butts and stuff like that. I guess I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And so I was really that was a great interview.
Well, I'm glad your takeaway was that the Illusionist is just okay. Well,
I would watch your interview with Jews and Cottonstar before I will watch The Prestige again, if that helps make you feel better.
It doesn't, because that's insane, because The Prestige is probably like the closest to a perfect movie you can get.
Oh, so you're saying your interview was perfect?
No, I'm saying the movie
too.
No, that's not even what I say.
Okay, all right, Bobby.
Well, let's hear your notes.
Big in his britches, episode 30, and he becomes the Svengali Dalai Lama Parton.
I don't think you understood what I'm saying. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I think what I'm saying is The Prestige is as close to a perfect movie as it gets. I was not speaking to me or
all right.
Okay.
And I'm just saying that I'm Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan.
That Cottonstar is a star. Let's
Yeah,
let
absolutely.
Cotton be star. You are Bobby. Don't get it too big to your head. That your interviews are better than
The Prestige, when it's not even as good as
That's
The
not
Illusionist,
what
which
I
everyone
said.
remembers. Everyone remembers The Illusionist. Nobody remembers Prestige.
Number one, you can't compare podcast interviews to a film. Number two, I was not saying my interview was better than The Prestige. I was saying The Prestige is better than The Illusionist.
All right. I don't know if I want to do another 30 episodes with you, Bobby.
That's fine.
I don't think I do.
That's fine.
I probably want to do another 20 at best.
That's fine. You and Donna can start your own podcast. Use your Disney mobile phones to record audio.
Hey, mine's got Chip and Dale season 2. I can watch it whenever I want. I don't even need internet.
Yeah.
It's in the shape of Dale.
What is in the shape of Dale?
My phone. It looks like Dale. She's got Chip.
Oh, it really is. That doesn't seem like a Disney licensed product. He looks kind of weird.
Well, it's been gnawed on by the pigs that we will.
That's unfortunate.
We were doing blood magic with.
Donna, you okay in there? Yeah, she's throwing up. Okay.
Yeah. She's been going on a long time. So what is
poison
coming?
her?
What's coming up, Bobby?
Well, what do we got coming up, Teddy?
I mean, not like in this episode. I'm ready to go, but like in the season.
In the season.
Yeah, what's coming up?
Well, guys, stay tuned because we're going to be looking into, like we promised before,
Doctor in the House. Sorry, Bobby.
What?
I was going poop earlier.
Yeah.
At Donna's house. I had the door open. I'm sorry, everybody, that we talk about poop so much. But I was thinking, I was like, what is that episode of Home Improvement that had where Tim Allen gets Tim Taylor, he gets an honorary doctorate. Doctorate?
PhD, yeah.
A PhDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets PhD.
Why were you thinking of that?
Well, I was just thinking how it's like it gets to his head. Like he's not a real doctor.
Oh, okay.
But then also like how some people are like, oh, no.
I think we already explained the misunderstanding that I didn't say that my interview is better than the movie The Prestige.
I'm just saying, kind of like.
I don't know what I did to make you think I got a big
doctorate
head.
That you had a great interview, a pretty good interview.
Yeah, it's actually it's a really good episode of Home Improvement. Yeah, and Cottonstar is actually the real deal. I understand.
Oh yeah.
No, I got you. You go ahead. You brought me down a peg. You brought me down a peg. I got you.
Yeah.
Where's Donna?
It's like you're still at JonBenet University.
Yeah.
JonBenet University.
Well, that's why I was talking to Professor Cottonstar.
Oh, well, because
it's a damn shame you missed out.
You're trying to
I tried
him
to,
for an A+.
I thought I texted you, but I texted the wrong person. My bad.
Your hands down the nape of his neck.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, just stretch your finger and see how long you can apply.
So coming up this season on JonBenet Today.
If you love Cottonstar more than me, Bobby, that's fine. You call me.
I have no problem.
I'm not Teddy Star.
Teddy, I have no problem saying that. I absolutely love Cottonstar more than you.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Wow, it really hits you different than you think it will.
I'm sorry. You can't.
It's finally been said.
You can dish it out, but you can't take it. What are you
I can't take it. I made it.
This season on JonBenet Today.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What do we got?
I'll be looking into just by myself.
Now I'm here.
Okay. You gonna stick it out? You said you didn't want to do another video.
I just wanted to make sure I was being appreciated. That's why we started this in the first
place. Did you? You would just cut into me. What are you talking about?
We started the whole podcast in the first place, so you could do more things with me.
Yeah.
Of course I'm going to be there. I'm always by your side.
Yeah. Like cancer. Well,
like a tumor, maybe benign, but a tumor. Yeah, I get it.
Oh,
all right.
This season on JonBenet Today, we're gonna do a deep dive, like we promised before, into John Andrew Ramsey jar.
Oh, the jar. We're opening up the jar.
So that'll be coming up. That'll be coming up soon.
Fisting the jar.
We're also gonna be
sitting on the jar. Sorry, Bobby.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna be doing, and then we're also gonna be doing the Smiths.
Oh, we're gonna do the Smiths, all of them.
All of them.
Oh my God! So we're gonna fist the jar, then we're gonna do the Smiths. Can't wait.
And then we also got the JonBenet
Jeopardy! Tournament of Champions!
That's right. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Yeah, so it's gonna be. We got some exciting episodes coming up.
Bobby, Cottonstar should do the Jeopardy.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he wants to do it, we'll ask him.
Cottonstar, go ahead and do it.
We'll ask him. I mean, he'll blow everybody out of the water, probably. So.
Well, I mean, that'll be fascinating to watch, and that would help our viewership. You know, it reminds me of. Never mind, I forgot. All right, well, I'm excited.
I am too. I guess we'll just do the outro without Donna.
Yeah, fuck her.
You okay?
No, she's fine.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm Bobby Pavlovsky.
Oh, hey, Bobby Pavlovsky. I'm Teddy Ronald Reagan Desmecchia.
Oh, I forgot. Donna normally does that, and this is okay. Chill. Let's do it again.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. All right. I'm Bobby Pavlovsky.
And wait, are those dogs looking at each other? Anyway, I'm Teddy Ronald Reagan Desmecchia.
And this is JonBenet Today.
Jeopardy.
No.
Oh, fuck.